Hi artists, today we're going to draw a Laurel Burch style cat following some simple directions. Once you've folded your paper in half, we're going to label it before we start drawing. So at the very top of your paper, write your first and last name, but don't write it too big because then you won't have room to draw your cat. And right next to your name, write the number 1 because we're drawing cat number 1. Today you're going to follow me in drawing 12 steps to make a Laurel Burch style cat. Here are the steps right here that I'm going to follow, and you might have these steps on your desk too, so whatever helps you to look at. I'm going to draw a step and then I'm going to give you time to draw after me. And when most people finish, I'm going to move on to the next step. If it's going way too fast, we will stop and wait for some of our friends. But please do not go ahead of me. Stay with me. If I'm on step 7, do not go on to step 8. Wait. All right? The first step is step number 1, and it's a curved line. So near the top of your paper, not right under your name because you want to leave room for the ears later, but about right here, we're going to draw a curved line like this. It kind of looks like we're going to make a letter J. So I've already drawn it, so go ahead. You don't have to wait. You can draw it now. And then step number 2 says to draw another curved line, but we're going to make a backwards J. So it kind of looks like the number 3 laying on his back. It's just like a sideways letter, number 3. Now step number 3 says to add angle lines for the ears. We're going to turn them into angle lines, but it's like drawing diagonal lines. So we're drawing a diagonal line on this side and one on this side. And step 4 would be to connect our 2 ears with a curved line. Step number 5 is making this line a little bit longer on both sides and then drawing a mouth, a curved line from here to here for your cat's mouth. Step number 6, we're adding a straight line, which is vertical because it stands up straight, and an upside down triangle for his nose. And I have a little space from the nose to the head. You might have a bigger space if you did a little better than me because it looks like I made my head a little too small. But I'm drawing with a marker, so I cannot erase. But I'm going to just work with what I have. I'm going to draw this step on step number 7. It's 2 vertical lines from the nose to the head. I only have a little bit of space, but I do have room. This is the sides of your cat's nose. And then I'm going to go to step number 8. I'm going to draw 2 eyes. Now I like to draw cat's eyes really big, so they might be a little bit bigger on the cat's head than yours. But leave them open for right now. And eyes are like the shape of footballs. They're not like circles or ovals. They should be the shape of footballs. And this is step number 8. Now we're going to go to step number 9. In the middle of our football shapes, then we make circles. These are our cat's eyeballs. And then step number 10 says to add a little dot in the middle. I have a little tiny bit of room, but I do have room. And step number 10 says to also add a line on top for eyebrows. Okay, now I'm ready to do the body. Step number 11. I'm going to start right here, so I'm going to put my marker right here under the cat's chin. And I'm just going to draw a vertical line. So watch me first and then do it on your own. Now just stop your line about where you think how tall your cat needs to be. If I stopped it right here, that's way too short. If I stopped it way down here, that's way too long. So even though I have lots of room on my paper, I stopped it right there because I don't want him to be too tall. I want him to be about as tall as a real cat. And then I'm going to draw the other side. So now I'm going to put my pencil on this side under his chin, and I'm going to draw a curved line like this. I'm going to draw the line going out and then down like a vertical line. And I made this line a little bit longer than this one because that's a special reason why we did that. So please do that too. Now I'm going to continue this line, except I'm going to continue it to the left. So then I'm going to curve it around like this, and I'm going to curve, curve, curve. I'm going to kind of go up now, okay? So it's going up a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to go around past the front leg and then go back. This is the cat's tail, and this is step number 11. And then step number 12, the last step, I'm going to add some details. I'm going to add 2 shorter vertical lines for the cat's legs, his 2 front legs. And then a curved line above the tail. This is the cat's back leg. And then a little line like this on the tail. And then 3 whiskers. And then you're done with cat number 1. Okay, boys and girls, now we're ready for cat number 2. So turn your paper on the back of cat number 1, and you don't have to write your name again, but just write a number 2 in the top corner of your paper. And then flip this paper over too with your cat directions, and you should see a gray rectangle box with 9 steps on how to draw a cat. So step number 2 starts out the same, but we're doing it in 1 step. So remember that number 3 that laid on its back for cat number 1, we're going to do the same thing for cat number 2. Go ahead and draw your cat's head like this. And step number 2 says we have to add some ears. So this time we're drawing an angle line that looks like the top of a triangle. And step number 3 says to connect these 2. Step number 4, we're going to add an angle line at the bottom that looks like the letter V. This is the bottom of the cat's nose. And then 2 straight lines for step number 5. They don't go all the way to the top of the head. Leave a little space. This is the side of the cat's nose. And then we're drawing the top of the cat's eyes. Step number 6. Do not go ahead of me. And this time we're going to make our curved line go all the way to the edge of our face. We're going to turn our eyes into football shapes like we did with cat number 1, but we're starting a little different. We're making a large line that touches the side of the cat's face. And now we're going to draw the bottom of the football for step number 7. Turn it into a football shape. And also, step number 7, we're going to add a mouth. Okay. Another step, last one for step 7, circles in the middle for your cat's eyeballs. Now, we're going to add the body, step number 8. We're going to start by putting our pencil right here on the side of our cat's face, right next to his eyes, kind of on his cheek. And we're going to draw a curved line. Now remember, how tall do you think your cat needs to be? That's where you stop your line. If you stopped it right here, that's way too short. If you stopped it way down here, it might be way too tall, okay? And now we're going to do a straight line on the other side. So we're going to put another dot where our pencil needs to be on the cat's cheek. and this time the line is straight. We call this a vertical line, and it can stop in the same place as your first vertical line. And we're not going to do this. Do not draw step number 8. This part of the step, mine's going to be a little different. We're not drawing this line at the bottom. Now we're going to draw 2 front legs. It's a small curved line and then a vertical line. And we're going to stop it about right here in the middle of our cat's chest. And then we're going to draw another curved line touching it and another vertical line up, stopping in the same spot. This is step number 9. But don't do the tail yet. We're going to stop after we draw the legs. Now, if you look on your paper, there are 2 ways to draw a tail, right here and right here. I'm going to try to draw the spiral tail, but you can draw any tail you want. This tail looks like a wavy S line, and this one's a spiral line, okay? On your cat, you should have a space right here. That's where the tail goes. So I'm going to draw the spiral tail. I'm going to put my pencil here, and I'm going to draw a curved line, kind of like I'm going to make a circle. And I start it like that. Don't finish the circle. And I stopped right here. There's a little gap right there. And then I'm going to keep going until it makes almost like a hook. And then I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to finish the spiral. Right now is a line, but I'm going to turn it into the shape of a tail. So I'm going to put a little dot right here for you to put your pencil. And then watch me. I'm going to follow the same line. I'm going to and then when I get to the little hook, I'm just going to connect them. Okay? If that's giving you trouble, it's okay, because that's kind of tough. So just practice it until you get it right. Or you can draw this tail. Now, if you're like Miss Alma, you might have a little space right here. I've got to close that up. That's the bottom of our cat's tummy, so I'm going to put a little line right there, okay? And then all I have to do is add 3 long whiskers on both sides, and then I'm done with cat number 2.